Hi there. So, in this lecture, we are going to see a brief about dental office construction. This is a part 1 of my lecture, where I talk about the initial steps that you need to do when you are doing an dental office construction. My name is Dr. Nibu Varghese. I am a practicing dentist in Milton, Ontario. I've been doing dentistry for the past 25 years, and I've been practicing in Milton for the past 6 years. And while I am a busy practitioner, I also have a passion to build dental offices. For the past 4 years, I've been building dental office, and I've built around 20 dental offices and still counting. I do market well. For some reason, I have a good idea of how to market. So, I custom prescribe marketing for the dentist. I have around 3,500 patients in the past 5 years. So, there should be something that I am doing right in my marketing. Let's get into the lecture. And when we think of constructing a dental office, we have to know where is the current dental situation or the current dental fraternity standing. There is a lot of new advancement in equipment. There is a lot of information out there for the patients to read and understand from. So, the demand of the patient, the demands of the dentist is also high, the demand from the equipment is high. So, we have to be prepared with all these demands, with a good infrastructure when we are venturing out to build a dental office. So, let us start. First thing is, we have to have a goal or goal setting, and we have to evaluate ourselves. When somebody wants to start building a dental office, when the thought process comes into your mind, you have to now understand where you are right now and what's your future plan. Where do you want to be in terms of practice? How many staffs do you need? How many treatment rooms do you need? So, and depending on the growth projection, of course, we all would love to have a lot of patients, but there are some dentists who don't want to have too many patients, but who want to have limited number of patients and do quality dentistry for those limited number of patients. So, are we one of them? We need to know that. Do we have to add any equipments? So, depending on that, we have to have a checklist, and when you are ready to do your dental office, please give me a call or contact me, and we will go through this checklist one by one and tick them off and plan the dental office according to your requirement. So, the checklist is very important, and we have to follow up. Next is the location. Where is the right location for my ideal practice? This is what we all ask ourselves. Say, for example, for myself, my location that I chose is just a 5-minute drive from my office. I live in the town and I work in town. Now, when you are deciding on a location, you have to decide accordingly. Some people would like to have an office among their community or a particular demographic. A dentist for whom I built a practice told me, build me a practice anywhere in GTA and I will be busy from day one, because her community, there are not many dentists in her community, probably 1 or 2, including herself. Now, this dentist was busy from day one and still is the same. That's business planning. We have to have a business plan. We have to have a business model to grow it. Then we have to, once we identify the place and the community, then we need to analyze the need analysis. Do they need a dentist? Is there any need for another dentist in that community? So, we have to analyze that. Then, once we have found the location, once we have identified our dream practice, next is to plan the dental office itself. Now, when we plan a dental office, the primary area is the production area, which is the treatment room, the dental operatories. That is the primary area. The primary area has to be supported by other areas, which are the X-ray room, sterilization area, storage area. These are the supporting areas. Then the administration area is also a supporting area. These are the areas, these are the design consideration. First comes the production area, then the supporting area, then the administrative area. This is how we consider with all our checklists that we have. This is a sample design of how the workflow should be. So, if you see here, the dental operatories are, this is the production area, and then the doctors and the staff room and the storage room is over here closer, the X-ray and the sterilization is within reach, and then the administrative area is a different area, but there is a flow there too. The patients come in, reception is there, the business area is there, which is the treatment coordinator's room, manager's room, then there is a kids area and the audio visual area. So, there has to be a flow, it has to make a sense when we construct a dental office. Now, once we have designed, then comes the next part where we have to follow the rules. The city, the government has laid down some rules, we have to follow it. We have to take the X-ray radiation permits, we have to take the city permit, we have to see if privacy of the patients are not violated, all city codes are followed. We have to make sure that the staffs are also comfortable, and waste management, especially with the amalgam in a dental setup, the waste management is primary. Then once we have done that, we have to see how we are going to do the sterilization area, the infection control. There should be a nice ventilated sterilization area. The treatment rooms should be easily cleanable. It should have a nice quartz surface, it should have a nice floor to be cleaned, and then we have to have a good size consideration. Ideally, I always say a 1500 square foot is good for a single dentist with one hygienist. They should have 4 treatment rooms. So, 1500 is good enough for them. Have I done any smaller clinics? Absolutely, I have done smaller offices too, but an ideal, this is an ideal. So, one dentist with one hygienist. So, the hygienist has one room, the dentist uses 2 rooms, and the 4th one is an overflow room where emergencies are treated. So, this is an ideal. Now, everything cannot be ideal in the world, but this is what we prefer on an ideal basis. Now, comes the parking requirement. So, the city decides it. This is regulated by the city, but also on a basis of comfort, we always have a mathematic, which is number of treatment rooms into 1.5 times plus the number of staff parking needed should decide our parking. 9 to 10 for a 3 operatory room with 4 staffs is good enough, but in most cities in Ontario, they need 6 parking spots per practitioner. So, take 2 dentists and a hygienist, you need 18 parking spot. So, the city regulates that. Make sure you ask the city before you decide on the location. Next comes the interior designing. Lots of my clients ask me, do we need to go with an interior designer? I say, I don't. I have a certification in interior designing. I help my clients with the interior design, but I have, of the 20 offices, I had experience with 2 interior designers designing and managing the dental office. I was not very happy with the outcome, and I am still dealing with the problems that came from there. I tell my clients that you are going to work here a number of hours in a day. So, make it comfortable for you, go online, check some of the designs, and we can make the same design that you want with the colors, with the floor, and I help them in choosing the floor and the colors. So, I'm throughout with them. So, to answer the question, do I need an interior designer? I would say no, but make sure there is a workflow, make sure the good colors, which I will be dealing with in part 2. You can add some special effects by adding different colored chairs and furnitures. The cabinetry can be a different color. Make sure the quality, air quality inside, there is a good airflow, there is a good exchange of air, and the noise pollution should be avoided. We cannot design an office where the mechanical room is in the middle and it's making a lot of noise and troubling people. There has to be good ventilation too. Now, this we know this, and it's we can do it ourselves instead of spending extra money on an interior designer, and the products they advise are expensive too. So, I would leave that with you. Thank you very much for listening to my talk, and as you all know, I do help you in finding locations and constructing your dental office at a lesser price. I do not do cheap work, but I do at a lesser cost good quality construction. Check out my website, and if you need to, that's my number and that's my email address. Feel free to contact me anytime.